Good morning. It is 10:38 a.m. on Saturday, January 16th, 2016. I'm Christiana Ellis, and this is 5 more minutes. I also just got up. That was part of the normal spiel. I have a serious lack of momentum today. The weather outside is not frightful so much as it's just gross. 30s and raining, yuck. It's like my least favorite kind of weather. It makes me not want to go outside or do anything or go anywhere. But, as far as going places, I was starting to feel overcommitted this weekend and it was stressing me out. I had a couple of existing commitments, but then this weekend is also Aricia, which is a local convention. And I know a couple of people that go to that convention, but it's not like some of the ones that I've visited where I know a bunch of people, Balticon or DragonCon or whatever. But just the conflict between these other more regular commitments and that, and also just other things that I would normally do on a weekend, I was starting to feel really stressed out about it. And then I did a very grown-up thing that I'm still kind of astounded by that I was capable of it, which was to just say, you know what, I'm just going to not do Aricia and just return it to a normal weekend, do the normal things that I would want to do, and it was just this huge relief. And it occurred to me, it's like, this is another example of how sometimes you can let things that are supposed to be fun turn into work. And, it's easy to let that happen, but important to recognize when it does so that you can cut it out. Now, sure, I could do fun things at Aricia. In principle, it's not bad, but at the same time, if the prospect of trying to juggle all of these other things was stressing me out, then it is a net loss. And so I've decided I'm going to just stick to the things that I was already planning today. For example, I have my improv class, and then I was thinking I wanted to go see a movie. I hadn't 100% decided which yet, but The Revenant and The Hateful Eight are on the agenda. Plus, of course, the Oscar nominations just came out, so there's a whole bunch to see there. And, just got other stuff going on. Yeah, so that's it was definitely one of those things. Is kind of like my reflection after the audition earlier this week. I guess that was just yesterday that I talked about that, wasn't it? I occasionally have to, it's like training a dog. Negative reinforcement is one thing, but you also want to positive reinforce. You want to praise them when they're doing things you like. So in this event, when I caught my brain doing something I like, namely making a proactive decision to not overcommit myself to the point of stressing out, I want to praise myself. I want to say, oh, good work, brain. You made the right decision. Yeah, it's important sometimes, because, no one has time to do everything, and yet, we try to fill our time, but sometimes we end up filling it with stuff that, doesn't really matter, and we start getting stressed out when we could really just say, you know what, how about you just take this one and say, not this time. Put it over there. Now, manageable. And all of it stays fun. I'm kind of repeating myself at this point. I'm just kind of rambling and saying the same points over and over. But that's because, I don't know, it's kind of like, I don't feel like I'm usually good at doing that. In any event, I've been really enjoying the jigsaw puzzle lately, just as another update there. I have just found that that's what I am often drawn to do when I have a few moments, or I have to, the whole, just one more piece is something I have to be a little bit careful with, because There's been a little bit of a, like, even when I'm just getting up and trying to get ready for work in the morning, I just kind of wander over there and it's like, oh, well, maybe, like this piece. Oh, and then now maybe this section goes over there. Then I sit down, and then 10 minutes later I say, oh yeah, I don't have time to do this right now. But in any case, yeah, so I am just feeling good about the decision to include jigsaw puzzles in my life. Yeah, yeah. And also not overcommitting my weekend to the point that it stresses me out. I hope that you have success in whatever you're trying to do today. Talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.